Colombia is an absolutely amazing country. I don't do it justice with this video as I only visited two of the cities, Cartagena and Medellin. Cartagena is an amazing place. Old Spanish history there. The fort, the walled city, back from the 1600s when they were defending themselves against the Dutch and the British. Just amazing to walk around the streets here. It feels like you're in an old Hollywood pirate movie. Coming here from the jungle was an amazing change. I'd had some pretty life-changing events in the jungle at the ayahuasca retreat, and coming here, I feel very different. I didn't feel like going out and partying too much, drinking too much. Just really enjoyed slowly walking around the city and eating some of the street food, some of the Colombian delicacies, as it were. A lot of meat, a lot of potatoes. But what a really, really cool place. I could just spend hours just sitting around and walking around in these streets and seeing all the tourists and all the locals and the way they enjoy the place. Really cool to explore the walls of the old city, overlooking the ocean. You can just imagine what went on here and all the battles they had. The city itself is a very cosmopolitan city in its city center, and so it's a real contrast between the old city with the tourism and the new downtown areas. Quite a poor city as well. We drove through some of the poorer parts of town coming back from the beach, and it was really quite eye-opening. Cartagena isn't a beach city. There is a beach just out of town, not a great one. This is Playa Blanca, about a 40-minute drive away. It's an okay beach, but very crowded, lots of vendors. But we had a good time anyway. We just bought a little place to sit down for a few pesos and had some fun with the local vendors and had some food, had a couple of drinks. But certainly I wouldn't come to Cartagena for the beaches. You'd go up to Santa Marta and some of the other places for that. As always, some of the best parts of traveling and staying in hostels is meeting people. This young guy, Dylan, and of course Chester. We hung out a fair bit, wandered around the city, went out at night, and just really wandered around, ate the street food, had a beer or two. It's a really, really cool place to hang out at night. Great vibe, great music. You can go see electronic music in some cool clubs or salsa clubs or the Havana Club where you play some great Cuban salsa music. Tons of these little squares throughout the old city with beautiful churches and shops. Great restaurants, great food. Really, really cool experience. The old fort of Cartagena is a really neat construction, neat facility. It was built as a smaller facility and added on to over time. It was built to protect the harbor and protect the land attacks to the old city. Again, just feeling this history that oozes out of there is really cool. Coming into Medellin, you really sense that you're in a cool cosmopolitan city, although there's quite a lot of poor there and lower income housing. You can see by the bus and train station, it's quite a modern, very European feel in many respects. Medellin has a great transit system, great trains and gondolas that take you around the city. The local Pesa population is known to be a very independent and very hardworking population. They grew up the farmland around Medellin and the city itself with a very fiery, independent feel. Also the center of Pablo Escobar's reign, so a lot of real conflict in this city and a lot of pain that this city has gone through. The poor or middle class and poor housing is just amazing to see built up on the hillsides, one on top of the other. All brick, no windows, just a roof from the occasional rain. It's a great climate here. It's warm and hot, but not too hot. A lovely breeze in the evenings, and year-round. The climate stays very similar, so the people here love the climate and love living here for that. It is really just a beautiful city. Walking through the poorer parts of town, I never felt at all uncomfortable or that I was in danger or fear of losing anything. Every time a zipper was open on my pack, a friendly citizen would tell me and tell me to close my pack. But just very friendly people. But coming to Colombia, you need to know some Spanish. There isn't a lot of English speakers here. It is pretty new to tourism, and so not a lot of people have needed to learn English. And poor Spanish is definitely a detriment here. On New Year's Eve, I went to Eurus Square, Eurus Park, which is surrounded by bars in Medellin. I went with some friends from my hostel, some Mexican guys, Carlos Vargas and his friends. And by fluke, they were meeting up with some people they'd met 2 weeks ago, which were the people I met in Cartagena. It's a small world when you're backpacking. A traditional New Year's Day dish here is sancocho, which is a greasy soup of beef and chicken, potatoes, corn, plantains that is stewed up sometimes on the street like it is here, and served to help wash away the hangover the next day. Quite tasty stuff.
I had a great opportunity to go to Santa Fe, Antioquia. It's through a tunnel down through a beautiful mountains, very warm, very hot as you get to this area. Santa Fe, Antioquia is the original Spanish colonial capital of the area, Antioquia, and it's very reminiscent of the architecture of Cartagena with the cobblestone streets, the churches, the squares. Just beautiful churches here. A lot of people from Medellin come for the experience of these beautiful churches for their weddings. It was a family vacation week in Medellin, so a lot of families and couples here, as this is a good, close destination for them for their vacations. The evening was full of street vendors and street food, lots of great energy and music as you walked around this place. Really cool again to see the locals, and I must have been one of 10 gringos in this whole area, so I was quite an anomaly. A lot of people really enjoyed sort of meeting me or looking at me as I was a bit out of place. Spent the day and the night here again. What a great opportunity! I wish I had seen more of Colombia. I didn't get a chance to go to Bogota or Cali or the beautiful beaches in the northeast of the country. It's certainly a country that you need to, geez, have at least a month to go around and see a lot of the places. Even in Medellin, I missed out on some of the most famous attractions, Guatape, which is the hike up the hillside overlooking beautiful Lake District. So I'll definitely be coming back to Colombia at some time. Just a rich culture, a friendly people, great food, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. But now I'm off to Peru.